Everybody's being informed. Come out, wherever you are. Instagram is like telling me, hey, hi, how are you, Twigs? Okay, now people are being informed. Hey, y'all, how's it going? I'm back in the bunker. Hey, Nina, sweetie. I called you today, by the way. Fear of answering the phone. I need to talk to you ASAP. What you got there, BBY? What, this little thing? This old thing? Rick Danieli. Ciao. Ciao. Lopujica Dacob. Hi, sweetie. Art Souls. Oh my god, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Ordinary Guy. J.E. Tovar. Hi, everybody. Oh, Nina. Lumina Kazami. Hello, Dacob. Hi, sweetie. I'm back. Must be trippin'. Thought you were holding a bottle. I'm holding several bottles. I'm back in the bunker, actually. Con was a lot of work and so exhausting. I'm so tired. I'm still recuperating. Like, tired. If tired can be tired, that's what I am, tired. I love what she says. It's beautiful, Nina. Yes, she's there. She's watching. Andres World. Hello. Hi, guys. So, I mean, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you've seen me post that Asia Argento statement that closed Cannes Film Festival 2018. If you haven't watched it, you could go and see it now or later after the live stream here. I mean, in many respects, Cannes really felt like a playground for the spoiled rich. Then there was another underlayer, which was for hardworking ants that just kind of work underneath the surface to get connections going, to connect one movie with an agent and a distributor and sales. And then there's that huge mass of actors that are just like begging to be a part of this whole thing, and they would do a lot, even sell their souls to the devil to get a part. So it's tricky, and a lot of people profit from that. And then you have those red carpet events that are made by these super hyper popular rich, distribution houses, and they then put Penelope Cruz on the red carpet and stuff like that. But it's all just a farce, and it was so hard to kind of. I mean, we were super cool, I have to say. Patrick, Nina, and me, we were just like, yeah, it's chilling, going. We were doing our shtick, and we didn't let it get to us. But now that it's over, and I think about it, like it gets to you. It really, really gets to you. It's a powerful, powerful industry, powerful mechanism, and it gets to you in a good way and in a bad way. Rick Danieli's waiting anxiously for a new Moschino Hall. There's not going to be a Moschino Hall anytime soon because I'm not into their stuff at the moment and into the quality. Sorry. I still love Franco Moschino. I still love Jeremy Scott. But them two together, I need something else now. Come on, we gotta evolve. I'm all for Jeremy at Moschino, but I need to see an evolution. Artso says, I can see how someone with a dream and wanting to sell a project can be taken advantage of in more ways than one. Yes. Bingo. That's exactly, you know what? Art Souls, like, you've nailed it. Like, I couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly what it is, and that's, you get taken advantage of wherever possible if people try it. And listen, I'm not in any way trying to be like a bitter Betty here and say, oh, woe is me. I'm super happy. Like, I had most incredible friends with me great team. We have a vision, we have our ideas, and we had fun, you know? But I'm a very analytical person, so I see also the pain and the struggles that a lot of people go through. I mean, we're going through pain and struggles too, but we still have, it's not that we just have that, you know, we have our jobs, our lives, we have so many other things that we're still doing. So we don't like, our whole existence doesn't, well, existence is too big. Our survival in terms of, you know, the bread and paying the rent doesn't depend on it yet. But so we were a little bit more detached and we were more chill about it. And I think people saw that in us. So it was easier for us also to approach all of these agents and stuff because we wanted our movie, which is Art Lovers Unite. Go check it out, by the way. Instagram profile, Art Lovers Unite, the movie, all spelled together. We're also on YouTube, on Avot Productions YouTube channel. So you could see the trailer of Art Lovers Unite, the movie featuring Vivienne Westwood and Super D in an art gallery. So that's the movies. Basically, we're exchanging our love of art. So that's the movie that we're pitching. Well, it's already ready. It's done. But we're trying to find an agent for it, right? So what we do is we would go to these booths, but because we, as I said before, because we're not that desperate, you can't read that desperation in our eyes. You know, people are more curious because at the end of the day, it's a sort of a power game because you're talking to these people and they want to figure out, like, can you bring them more, or do you need that, or can they give you more than you could give them? And it's a communication power game. So you're trying constantly to prove your worth by playing it cool, but the second you start playing it becomes obvious. So but since, as I said, since we don't have that desperate need to make this, it's like not make it or break it, you know, people kind of notice it and then they're just like super more like wanting to know more about the project and stuff. So in those terms and in that regard, going to Cannes was super helpful. It was a really interesting learning ground to learn more about the film industry on a bigger, vaster scale. You know. Figo HW, how do you pronounce your handle? Which one? My Twitter handle? Super Dacob. My handle on here on Instagram? Super Dacob. Handle where? But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. I still have a couple of vlogs from Cannes. I've been posting a lot of Cannes stuff because there's a lot to post about. Some of the videos are only for Patreon. For those of you who have pledged your Patreon allegiance to the Super Deco Fashion Bunker flag, thank you so much for your support. Like it's incredible. It just keeps growing, and some of the videos are also on YouTube. But if you have any questions, ask. So there's going to be shopping for food in Cannes. That's coming up. Then oh my gosh. Then there's going to be talk about perfume in Cannes as well. That was a weird experience. Then for the Patreon, for the Patreon people, there's going to be super fun, like how you change, like the quick change. It's like a theater thing. Like when you're going to the premieres, you have to wear a tuxedo and stuff, you know. So most of the time people don't have the time to go home and change. So you're in the parking lot. All of these people are in their cars, literally in their underwear, changing from their daily clothes to their kind of tuxedos. So that's a video that you're going to see on Patreon as well. Did you end up making a purchase in the Chanel store at Cannes? No. And listen, this maybe warrants a video on its own, like here in the Fashion Bunker. I like to talk about the experience during the daytime when the boutique was open, when I entered it, because you get a different type of treatment. The people there are a bit more scared. It's so bizarre. I have the feeling that the people that work at Chanel Boutique or all of those luxury boutiques there, they're a bit more cautious how they treat you because they know that, especially during the Cannes Film Festival, a lot of powerful, rich people, you know, are not dressed for the nines. So they might be just super casually dressed and looking. So the staff is very well warned not to like scan you from head to, you know, they look at you, of course they scan you, but there's no attitude. Like they're really, really trying to be helpful. So I was working with a sales associate lady, very, very young, super sweet. she was a bit reserved, you know how the French are, and she's from the south of France. You know how that went with me in the airplane. Um, but I broke her in terms of her being reserved. It took me 30 minutes, but I got to her, and at a certain point she started laughing, and I was asking her that, well, what Chanel bags do you have? I wanted to know, you know, she's a sales associate, she works for the brand, what does she have? And then she looked at me so strange, and she's like, nobody ever asked me that. And I was like, well, you're a human being, I'm a human being, I mean, of course I'm going to ask you. You work for this brand. I mean, if anybody can tell me some special bags that they have, it's going to be you. I don't care what those other rich bitches over there are buying and just trying to show off their money. They're buying Chanel for all the wrong reasons. I want to know, you who love the brand, work for the brand, and have Chanel bags, which ones do you have? So she told me about that, and that was really interesting. There was a couple of pieces that I am actually looking for, but they didn't have them. So that's that. So since they didn't have them, I didn't purchase anything. I didn't want to force a purchase. But one thing, especially for my Americans out there who are always desperately looking for wallets on chain, because Chanel, even the lady at the Cannes Chanel boutique told me, listen, America just does not get many Chanel wallet on chain. It's like a marketing strategy of sorts. So, but Europe gets a lot of them. And Cannes, oh my God, she kept bringing them out. From seasonal pieces from even like 2 years ago to the newest seasonal pieces, the classics in all colors, in all materials. Like, it was wallet on chain central. There was so many of them that I told her at a certain point, I'm like, listen, this is just too much. It doesn't make me want to own one of them anymore, because you're just overfed with a quantity. It diminishes their kind of value as well. So I was like, okay, well, thank you. I've seen enough. Why don't you send a bunch of these over to the States where people are literally on waiting lists to get a frickin' wallet on chain? She's like, oh, I don't know. That's what the brand does. I was like, okay, whatever, girl. You're good. Yeah, that was that. What were the other questions? Have you tried the new Gold Fresh Couture Eau de Parfum by Moschino? No, I have not tried the golden version yet. Greton Jen, when I was pregnant, I love watching you. Wait, so you loved watching me when you were pregnant, but now you're not pregnant anymore, so you don't like watching me anymore? Aw. Well, of course, now you have a baby, you have no time, right? But I hope you still like watching. Uh-huh. Jenga rules. Do you miss your blonde hair? I like it both ways on you. You know what? Yeah, I do miss my blonde hair, and then there are times when I still love you. Thank you. Love you too. So yeah, I do miss my blonde hair. But then, I mean, it's so strange with me and hair. Like, I wake up in the morning and then I look at myself in the mirror, and sometimes I think I miss my blonde hair. And then there are other times where I think, oh, thank goodness I'm not blonde anymore. I used to also be pink. I had blue. I had magenta. I had all sorts of colors in my life, you know. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Lopo just says, you actually look much younger with blonde hair. Yes. Well, my dear, why do you think, let me move this thing. Why do you think Hollywood made people dye their hair blonde? Because everybody looks younger with blonde hair. That's the biggest trick of show business. Blonde hair makes you look younger because it illuminates your face more. It's all about the light, guys. The secret is in the lighting, always. And with blonde hair, you literally become a sunshine. So blonde hair automatically cuts your age in, like, I don't want to say half, but yeah, it makes you look much younger. That's for sure. Cookie Monster pillow. So yeah. Nick says, I love my blonde hair. We have more fun. Yes, blondes have more fun, I know. But Nick, your blonde hair is like natural. Mine, you know, this is my natural hair color. It's like, believe it or not, this is ash blonde. I know with this lighting it looks really dark, but it's this is considered ash blonde. So wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Yeah. Yeah, he had a blonde phase too. But yeah, blondes do have a lot of fun. Listen, this was so funny. One of the many times I got blondified, I went to to McDonald's, and this is so funny. Like when you're blonde, you just like you radiate a different light. I got French fries for free. Like when does McDonald's give you anything for free ever? They literally just said, "Oh, here's French fries for you." I'll never forget that. That was so shocking. Nick asks, "Any more Inside Sycamore?" Yes, there's an episode coming. For Inside Sycamore. Yep, there is. There is more Inside Sycamore coming up. But Inside Sycamore, because on YouTube a lot of you don't. It was like I had, the art people really love Inside Sycamore, but you see the difference in views from, let's say, an unboxing video to Inside Sycamore, which is a purely short film art movie. And there's a difference. And the people that support me and that follow me on Patreon, they are exactly the type of viewer that loves Inside Sycamore. So there will be some special treats on Patreon from Inside Sycamore, including episodes as well. Because I have the feeling like, it warrants more focus. So who really loves it gets to see it. Otherwise, it's a waste. I think. I don't know. More pieces of the puzzle uncovered. Dacob had many hair colors. Yes, Dacob had so many hair colors. At a certain point, I didn't even know what my natural hair color was. I had to like, oh, when it grew out again, I was like, okay, got it. This is my hair color. Um, but but this is the thing. If I go blonde again, I'm thinking because blonde is, you need to be particular type because there's so many different shades of blonde. And I'm not talking about shades of gray, just shades of blonde. So like what, you got to nail it. There was a time when I wanted the silvery blonde, but then I wanted the butter blonde, like a yellowy butter warm blonde. Now, I don't know if I don't want to go in the silver direction, but I also don't want the buttery one. I want kind of a more ethereal blonde, but that's really hard to nail. You really need somebody who knows their colors, and you need somebody that knows how to analyze your own color. Like this ash blonde is actually quite red pigmented, so it's really hard to get the red out of this hair in order to really bleach it properly. So you need to have somebody who's a master at that. Art Souls asks, I wonder if Melinda, Debbie, or Kiadora will join. Well, I didn't announce this. This is literally me just now. I really missed you guys, and now that I'm back in the bunker, I really wanted to talk to you. So I just like started it, but nobody was pre-announced, so I don't even know if they know. Um, oh, Lompushits asks, by the way, how's your mom? I actually just spoke to her right before turning on the live stream here. She's really well. She sent me, oh, this is so sweet. She sent me a photo of me when I was a little kid with my grandma. That was so, so, so sweet to see, like a black and white photo. Was it a Polaroid? No, it was a photo. I don't know what it was. Like something. My grandfather was it my grandfather's camera though? Because he used to collect like these old cameras and would store like old film, and then when the film would expire he would use it. It was really, and that's something that I still do today. I love to do that, especially with expired Polaroids. And so there's this like really kind of more ancient than the actual times that the photo was taken. There's like really old school looking photo of us in the woods, in a meadow in the woods. Amazing. So I was just talking to my mom about that. John's Cognaid, hi from Norway. Hi Norway, how's it going? Um, Nick says Melinda's at work, new job, so she's busy. Gotcha. Oh wait, so how's this? Okay. Arnold, Mama Winter. Yes, yes, she has that Anna Winter hair, but she always had that haircut. It's like, I know Anna Winter also always had it, so I couldn't really tell you who had it first. But I mean, you know, Nick asks favorite new TV show. Listen, guys. Oh my gosh. So yesterday, on my way like traveling and uh, long story short, I made the mistake of watching 13 Reasons Why season 2. Nick asks, since Twin Peaks is gone forever. It's not gone forever. I'm still not losing hope. Besides Roseanne. Yeah, no, Roseanne, as much as I love Roseanne, it makes me very sad and depressed. Like, with every episode, they really show poverty and how it really is. And it's painful. So I love her, but also I love her and I love that she's not afraid to talk about it, but it's hard. Um so favorite shows. So yeah, no, right. 13 Reasons Why season 2. What the heck? Confusion Central, but still got to me. Total wreck after finishing season 2. Um these are topics like you need to talk about. I guess society needs to be aware of it. The bullying and the suicide. I mean, it's horrible. But like 2 seasons, and they could have gone in different directions, still touching base on those topics, but they could have like evolved. It was just, I had the feeling they were literally squishing your heart for tears all the time. It was so painful to watch. Isaacs is still waiting for Mugla's Aura review. Girl, don't play me like this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Listen, because I'm so busy. I'm telling you, all of these events, extra jobs that pop up, like they literally keep coming. And to make a live stream video like this, sure, when I have the energy, I can do it. But a perfume review, you know me. Perfume review has to be done in the right mood, the right setting. And for Aura, I don't want to say too much because then your expectations are super high, then I don't deliver, and then what happens? But the idea is to create an atmosphere. So for Aura, I don't just want to have a gray wall behind me. I want to create something magical for Aura. So obviously it's going to take some time, but we're going to get there sooner or later. Um Nick never watched 13 Reasons Why, but I heard it glorifies suicide. No, it does not glorify suicide. No, it does not at all. Um mm, but it does make you feel the pain that one feels when you forever lost someone and that will never come back, and then when you don't have their physical presence in your life, that is so painful, and that TV show really portrays that so well, and it makes you feel that absence. Cuts through you like a dagger. Very, very sad. um Daniel is interested in my opinion about your outfit. uh I have to see it on your Instagram or something later. Ah, there she is. Melly, hello. Hi. Nick says you're at work. Ah, Nick loves American Gods. Great and Hannibal. Those I suggest you watch. I started watching American Gods. I came halfway through, and then I just kind of lost interest. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks for answering, Dacob. Isaac says, sure. Don't worry. I'm not going to play you, girl. We're going to do the review. Don't you worry. Um, Artso says, Melly. Hey. Yes, I am, but I had to see my Dacob. Oh, Melinda. So, how's the new job treating you? Everything good? So, you know what I hate? Okay, let me tell you what I hate about all of these social media platforms. Why, oh why must all of them? Same thing goes for YouTube when you live stream. Same thing goes for this frickin' Instagram here. They gotta pop that number of people watching, and it's like they're subtly, like I see the amount of people watching right now, and it's really annoying because it's as if subconsciously these social media platforms are telling you, do more crazy stuff, get more viewers. The more viewers you have, the more popular you are. The more popular you are, the better it is. And then it drives you insane. And I don't want to have to think about that. I don't want to have to think about the fact if one person is watching and the right person is watching, that's already worth gold. And that number up there doesn't have to say 11 million. You know what I mean? Really irritates me. Anyway. And it keeps popping and changing. And it's like an eyeball with a number next to it. Like As if it weren't. Yes, it's very obvious. It's very clear that these are the viewers. Instagram/Facebook. Ugh. Anyway, the last episode of American Gods is great. Just watch the last episode and you'll be good. All right, maybe. Yeah. Have you survived 13 Reasons Why? Yes. Girl. Yes. It helped feed the ego, Art Soul says. Yeah, it helps feed the ego. Dolce Gabbana? Anybody? Yes. Ugh. No. Your comments and the interaction that we're having, that helps feed the soul. Those numbers up there, how do they feed the ego? You know what I mean? Like, I do these things unannounced. It's not like I'm trying so desperately like to announce one day in advance. Oh my God, next day I'm going to be doing a live stream. So y'all better tune in. So I get a boost of my ego. I couldn't care less about the ego issues. What I do care about is, talking and conversation. And that thing up there doesn't make it flow as good as it should and as it could. Little rhyme. Too bad it does nothing for the soul. No, it does nothing for the soul. Are you glad to be home? Yes and no, because at home there's other jobs I gotta deal with, which is super annoying. Because people. When you deal with people, it's like you gotta lower your expectations. You gotta up the compromising a lot in order to maintain relations. And that's what everybody does, that whoever has a lot of relations, not relationships, relations, human contact, has to play that game. And that's so irritating to me. In a friendship, I'm very demanding, but I also give all. In these interhuman relations where, work colleagues or people you randomly meet, just acquaintances, you don't expect everything and you don't give everything, obviously, but it's when you get back home, you get back to that type of reality where you already know how everything is. When you're traveling a lot, then you always get to meet different energies. You go to different places. Everything is always new. You get to be yourself in a new way because it's like a clean slate. You start all over and you start building from scratch relationships with other people. And it does give you more energy. It feels more fresh. It feels more new. Yeah, I have to admit. I mean, it's as superficial as it is. It is what it is. Daniel says, sorry for my English, by the way. My outfit isn't fancy, but I'm doing my best. Can't afford luxury brands, but still trying to look good. Daniel, don't ever make anybody make you think that you need to buy an expensive brand in order to look good. Forget that. Don't think that way. Do not think that way. You can also go to the thrift store, buy incredible used stuff, not even branded, and you could change them. You could alter them. You could create something new for yourself. You know what I mean? And that shows character. And clothes are there to underline and frame your character and who you are. They're not there, a lot of people wear them to show off their money. But clothes should not be there to show off how much money or the lack of money you have. Clothes should be there to underline your character, your individuality. And you don't need to wear a logo to underline an individuality. Now you could say, well, it's easy for you to say you got a freaking Chanel bag. Yes, touche. I do have a Chanel bag, but I don't wear it every day, and I do wear it, again, because of the whole notion and respect I have for the woman, Coco Chanel, not for today's brand, Chanel. Two different worlds. Two very, very different worlds. Coco says, Coco. Melly says, yes, Nick, loyalty more important. Of course it is. Nick says, few views but loyal. Yes. Laughing my ass off, Dacob. I loved what you said about the numbers. Oh, thank you. Nick says, I just got Joe Malone Tuberose Angelica. I also love the dry down of Burberry Touch. So yeah, also I think Melinda, you also told me about, no? about the tuberose, or did just Nick tell me, or was it also Emilio? I don't know. A couple of people told me, but I still have to try it. Oh, Lamina Kazami says, I'm so happy that I'm watching you live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dacob's knowledge makes me feel like it's worth to still live. Oh, Isaac. Listen, I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. This is so sweet of her. She's a tough cookie. She doesn't always make things easy, but she has an interesting approach to life. And she told me, Dacob, one thing that I really like about you is that you are not afraid to share. And I never thought about it that way, but then I thought to myself, doesn't everybody? And then she said, no, no, not everybody. Like, you got to be, to a certain extent, like, illuminated to not have that fear of losing something by sharing it with somebody, like knowledge. But then I thought to myself, and I tried to explain to her, but that's the wrong approach. It's not about being illuminated or being hyper intelligent. It's about love. And I think you don't lose anything by sharing what you know with other people. You actually gain a lot, because if somebody else learns something, then they're going to pass it on to somebody else. And if we keep learning, we keep growing. So it's not that keeping knowledge just to yourself in this day and age, horrible world we live in. Yes, a lot of people are going to tell you power is knowledge is power, knowledge is strength. Keep it to yourself if you want to keep the power. That's the wrong approach. We're all going to die out if we keep it all to ourselves. Once you start sharing, because we are beings that are meant to interact, we are meant to connect, just like the neurons in our brains, they all connect, and when they connect to one another, the brain works. If you have brain damage, if you get a stroke or of some sorts, these connections, they detach and parts of the brain stop working. You have to envision human beings as neurons, and when they're connected to one another, then the brain functions, society functions, the planet, the universe, that's how it works. So if you stop sharing information, that's when you start dying. And a lot of people don't get that. They literally think that they have to keep the information to themselves because that gives them a power over others, because they know something others don't know. And when I sense that type of attitude in the person I'm talking to, I'm done with them in a second. I just move on, because I feel like there's no authentic exchange of energy. I'm boring you, aren't I? I see those numbers. I hate those numbers. Anyway, Melly says, I'm the same way with people. You have to play a game, but I can't. No, I can't either. I'm always honest. Nick says, sometimes you play a game you can't win, but you still keep playing. Yeah, that's true too. Oh, you've never seen this? It's a little... Yeah, this is no, I wore this in some videos in the past. Jeremy Scott for Adidas many years ago. It's my football jersey, from back in the day when I played football. No, I'm kidding. I didn't play football, but it is a football jersey. But it's a fashionista football jersey. Yeah, Melly's new name is Coco. Nick says we should play a drinking game. Every time Dacob says Chanel, we take a drink. Girl, we would all be in a etylic coma by now. Oh, Lapujita says, gotta go, babe. Bye. See you guys. Bye, sweetie. Thanks for joining in. Yes to Joe Malone. It's magical. Art Souls, I'm not 21 yet, Nick, but in 2 weeks I will. So Art Souls is gonna guzzle in 2 weeks. Haha, I'm not 21 either, but that's not stopping me. Oh, Nick! You can't say that on... Now I gotta report you. To the non-drinking police. Bad boy. Bad boy. Melly says, you're not 21 yet? Nick, lol, I feel old right now. I do too, but Nick, honestly, I never thought that you were that young, because like you're so wise behind your age, so I don't, you're I don't think you're, yeah. You don't interact like a under 21-year-old. And Nick says, I feel like a 60-year-old like a 60-year-old some days. Well, most of the time. I mean, I also feel like I'm really much older soul in a younger body. And by younger body, I don't mean like, oh, I'm this like super young person. I mean, like I feel like the soul is like hundreds of years old. So of course it's in a younger body. The body isn't hundreds of years old yet. Um, I pass on your knowledge. It's so cool to see how others love the info. Oh, thanks, Melly. No, I'm telling you, it's the best thing. Exchanging information. Yelena Lev says hi, hi. Um, have tried twice today, and on your recommendation, try to purchase Chanel number 5 Low hand cream. Sold out in one store, and another store online site is down. Oh, sheesh. Oh, sorry about that. I got really lucky. I got another one in duty free, so it was like even like $12 off. So they are coming. It just takes them some time. Melinda says, I'm a teacher of life, literally. I'm a counselor, lol. Yes, I know. Old souls on the live stream. we're super old. Super Dacob, super old. Honesty gets me in trouble, but oh well. Melinda, let me tell ya. Yes, yes, yes. Honesty also gets me in trouble, but truth is liberating. We perceive it as trouble, but it liberates you. It's the truth, and people cannot handle the truth. Oftentimes, they just run away, and they would rather spit on you and, you know, make you feel guilty or kind of shame you just because you have spoken the truth. Because for them, it's easier to do that, to harm you after they've heard the truth. It's easier for them to harm you than take that truth and live with it. Because if they were to take it, they would be liberated too, and they would feel much better. But instead, no, they prefer to harm you in order to find from hurting you that strength to maintain their illusion going. It's sick. Honesty gets me in trouble. We read that. I love the cat on the shirt. Thank you. I feel like this live stream is literally therapeutic. Oh God. Yeah, and I was trying to do something cool and nice and chill, and there we go. Freud Dacob. Why don't you sit with me on the sofa and let's discuss life issues. Melinda thought Nick was like 30. No, I knew Nick was in his 20s, but I didn't think under 21. Melinda's gonna sneak us to her work desk. Be careful. Don't let them catch you. Sneaky. Okay, Melinda's going home soon. That's good. Art Souls is at 3:55 Pacific Standard Time. That's an interesting time. Nick is in California. Yes. I'm in the fashion bunker. Yelena Lev says, I was flying from Mexico and was in duty-free store checking perfumes. Was not impressed at all. All perfumes are old. Nothing new. Well, old perfumes can be great. Why do you say it like that? I'm sometimes so happy if I travel to some like airport in some godforsaken place where people never buy duty-free and they have like literally like 5 to 6 to 10-year-old bottles with like dust on top, like packages still. And I check, I'm to me, that's Christmas. I love the older ones because I'm always wishing it's like pre-reformulation. Wait, I can't scroll. Art Souls is in Washington, but moving to Portland in the fall. Nice. Dacob's home, the fashion bunker, is a magical place where Lula and Sailor, God, I love that movie, and Laura Palmer all drink together, and that magical place is called Boomed. Yeah, we're all wild at heart here. That's my line. Lol. Sit on couch, tell me your probs. Oh, really? So the counseling that you do is literally, like people literally sit on a, do they like lay on the couch? You know, like they would like. When, are we back again? The connection was bad. Internet. Always troublesome. Okay, I'm not telling y'all how old I am. Age is just a number. State of mind and our interaction with others is more important. Love you, D. Oh, love you too, sweetie. Oh gosh, I love you too while I burp. Wow, that was elegant. Uh, I see your report. Says Nick says, did anyone watch The Middle? Tonight is the series finale. I love The Middle, Nick. I love The Middle. I'm so sad the series is ending. I really love The Middle. So I'm gonna watch the last episode tonight. You can't hear anything anymore? No, the connection was really bad. So, like, the connection was bad, but now it's back. Can you hear me, guys? You can hear me. Yelena Lev says, yes, we're back. Okay, yeah, I know. My internet, sorry. My internet is a messy. It's a nasty piece of work. So it interrupted me. Yeah, it wasn't going. All is better now. Yay, we're back. But so as I figured out the last time I was live streaming on Instagram, there's a limit to the amount of stream, and then they just like cut you off. So it's going to cut us, I think it's like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes is the limit. And then Instagram is like, no, we're done. Thank you. We don't want to listen to you blabber anymore. No sound? Ugh. Oh no. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, okay. So what I said about The Middle, I love The Middle, and I can't wait to watch the season finale. Sound is gone again. Damn. So let me know when you can hear again. Should I start this all over? Oh, now it's back. Okay. The Middle. I love The Middle for the 5th time. And I really want to... I'm so happy. Major lagging. God damn it. All right. I'm going to... If this ends, love you. I know that one, Melly. So listen. The Middle. I love The Middle. I'm so sad it's ending. And I don't want it to end. But of course I'm going to watch the finale. Yes, to The Middle. And of course Schitt's Creek. I adore Schitt's Creek. And it's so funny with Schitt's Creek. Yeah, series finale, I know. With Schitt's Creek, this season had 1 episode less than the other seasons. But for some reason online, everywhere where I would look, it would say that there's the same amount of episodes as last season. So I watched the season finale of Schitt's Creek, and I thought to myself, okay, well, next week is the next episode. And then next week came and then there was no episode. And I was like, why is there no episode? Oh, maybe they're skipping a week. Then 2 weeks later, still no episode. 3 weeks later, I start really like researching, thinking to myself, why are they keeping the last episode a secret? I'm still convinced there's still 1 more episode to go. And then I finally figure out that actually I watched the season finale. And then I went back and rewatched it again. And then I was like, oh. But while I was watching it, that's the thing. If psychologically you're not prepared that it's the season finale, you don't watch that episode as if it were the season finale. It's so weird. And then like when you're psychologically prepared, then you're like, oh, okay. Oh, I see how this is the season finale. Oh, whatever. Anyway, Schitt's Creek is amazing. Little Britain, amazing. I watched Little Britain years ago, Love Little Britain. And also Little Britain Goes to America or something like that, also funny. But not as funny as Little Britain. Miss Clam, hello Dacob, love your YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Melly, Catherine Tate show. Listen, Catherine Tate kills me. The scared woman. And she's like, ah! Something clicks and she's like, ah! It's like Piccadilly Circus in here. Or when she does I love her, the woman that always says, oh, I can do that. And she goes as a simultaneous translator for like 10 different languages to translate the business plan. And she just makes fun of every culture and makes fun of it's politically so not correct in today's day and age, but I love her for that the fact that it's like so nasty. And obviously shows how ignorant she is and how ignorant like her cultural appropriation is obviously. But a lot of people would read it wrong today. Did you watch Medium with Patricia Arquette? I love that show. I did. But, long time ago. Melina says she kills me. I love Catherine Tate. I also started watching. Oh my gosh, guys, I always forget her name, but I love her so much. She was also in in the last John Waters movie. Comedian. She was in um, Girls on Top from the 80s, an 80s like comedy TV show with French Saunders, with Dawn French, no, with Dawn and French. What? Oh my God! What? It's not. It's French and Saunders. Jennifer Saunders and Dawn French. Oh, Girls on Top, and the third comedian with them. What's her name? She has her own comedy show, like Catherine Tate, in Great Britain, and she does interpretation of Angela Merkel and Melinda knows the translator, Catherine Tate's translator. Oh my God, I was on the floor. No, she killed me. She killed me. Which I mean, I can't imitate her right now because y'alls would hate me for it. But I was on the floor. Me too. What's Nick? You know her name. Why do I always forget this poor woman's name? She's amazing. In the last John Waters movie. Mm, mm. Miss Clam says, have you visited the perfumery in Grasse in Cannes? Well, Grasse is Grasse, not in Cannes. It's outside of Cannes. No, I have not. I did not have any time. But I wanted to, and also wanted to see the perfume museum, but I didn't. We were too busy trying to sell our movie. Uh, Saunders and French. Joanna Lumley, no. Joanna Lumley is Patsy. No, no, no. Joanna Lumley wasn't in Girls on Top. It kills me when I forget her name. Isaac says, hey D, the 2012 Dior Addict makes justice to the original formulation. Found a 50 ml bottle, no tester. A lot of people criticize the 2012 version, but I mean, if you have the budget, get it. Just also for the sake of kind of sniffing out nuances between the 2012 version and the 2014 version and the versions prior to 2012. It's historically it's relevant, you know what I mean? But it depends how much of a perfume geek you are. I mean, I would get it just to be able to sniff out the differences between all of them. But if you really want to get it because you want to love to wear it a lot and then it turns out you don't like it, tricky, you know what I mean? So be very cautious. Blind buying something like that can be a little bit, be careful. The movie documentary of the Log Lady looks great. Yes. But they also need funding, right? To get it going. Imitate Catherine. No, I'm not gonna imitate Catherine. People are gonna hate me. They're gonna say I'm making fun of other cultures. Now you guys are going to walk with me. Tick, 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 tick. Yes, Log Lady movie. But the thing with the Log Lady, it's already so painful for me to watch Twin Peaks The Return over and over again because the moment, spoiler alert, that she, passes away, it just gets me every frickin' time. It's painful. It hurts me. And to see her without the hair, the chemotherapy, and all that stuff, losing a battle to cancer, it's just so heartbreaking to me. And I know that that's what we're also going to get at a certain point in the documentary on her as well, and it's just painful. I would like Bjork in Dancer in the Dark. She says that she would go out of the musicals. What did she used to say in the movie? Like she would go out like 2 songs before the last song or something like that, so it still ends on a happy note. That's what I would like to do with the Log Lady. I would like to exit the movie before we get to the part where she gets sick. Just saying. But talking about Dancer in the Dark, shifting on to Lars von Trier. Lars von Trier came back to Cannes. Now, Cannes prohibited him to come back and show any movies after his weird statement he made in one of the press interviews at Cannes many years ago where he spoke about Nazis and Hitler and shit like that. And now they're slowly letting him back in. He wasn't in the competition. He was out of competition, but he was nevertheless in the festival in the certain regard section, I guess. And oh my God, I mean, I decided last minute like not to go. I think there's still a couple of vlogs coming out where I do mention the movie, and I was thinking of going or not. I don't know if that's going to be edited out or not, but um, like a homicidal, like a sick maniac killing people, and then like the pleasures of killing people and mutilating them. And and this is again when I say this guy, and then Khan takes it because they need something sensationalistic, because they need like people to talk about it, like they want to have a movie like that so people can boo it, so people can leave the cinema before the movie ends. And I'm like, okay, but fine, you want sensation, you want people to talk about your festival, but like, god damn it, must it always be the same directors? Must it only always be these big names that kind of make it to the top? You know what I mean? And they always, whatever, don't even get me started. Well, I've already started. Habibi, I love you, Dacob. Oh, thank you, Black Swan Snow White. Love you too. Have you seen Gavin and Stacey by James Corden? That's very good too. No, I have not, unfortunately. Dancer in the Dark. Oh, incredible. I love the original Addict bottle. I feel like it was cheapened out. Even the silver accents feel like painted plastic. Yeah, that's true. Are you a fan of Chris Isaac's song Whacked Games? It's Wicked Games, not Whacked Games. Wicked Games, the one used in Wild at Heart. Yes, I love that song. I like Chris Isaac in general, and I think Chris Isaac should have come back in Twin Peaks The Return. By the way, Nick, once I put my French bought Twin Peaks Season 3 Blu-ray box in my collection, I'm collecting them from all over the world. What I noticed, and this is amazing, the American edition, the Italian edition, the Great Britain edition, the German edition, the Spanish edition, I'm not so sure because I haven't hunted that one down yet. They all have a limited event series printed on them, except the French one. The French one literally says Twin Peaks The Return. The American edition doesn't say it. No other edition says it. So I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that in the moment? I would have bought more of those. Because I prefer Twin Peaks The Return to Twin Peaks a limited event series. I don't have the Blu-ray of Wild at Heart. Melly says, loved Black Swan, the movie. I was like, meh. Chris Isaac is a horrible actor. Yeah, but I like... he's very plasticky when he acts, but I think that's cool. Because his face looks... So, I don't want to... He doesn't look operated. Not in that way plasticky, but his face... His little nose that goes kind of... It's very thin and then it goes outwards. He has a little kind of pebble on top of his nose. He looks like one of those wooden figures. Like he acts very stiff and he looks very stiff. So, to me that works. Because it's him. I have 2 Blu-rays, one I watch and one still sealed in the plastic in my safe with the Entertainment Weekly magazines. Oh, I got my Entertainment Weekly magazines too. And a limited edition one with my oh so beloved Nadine. But, as I said, Beulah took her spot. She's number 1 in my heart now. Beulah. Come on, Funko Pops, make a Beulah toy. I want a Beulah doll. DJ Purple, how you doing, sweetie? Welcome to the Fashion Bunker. So yeah, I've been thinking, as you at the beginning of this chat suggested, like, hey, what about going blonde again? I've been thinking about it. Should I? Should we go blonde? Blondify? Super D, super blonde? I don't know. It's like when I'm blonde, I want to go dark. When I'm dark, I want to go blonde. Never happy, never satisfied. Story of my life. Favorite Britney Spears from her last 3 albums? Girl, I don't know. Favorite Britney Spears from her last 3 albums? Oh, what were her last 3 albums? Yeah. Melinda loves Candy. Yeah, Candy's great too. Blonde, yes. So it's so much. Maintaining blonde hair is like a job on its own. I don't even know if I had time for that. Super blonde D, lol. Hungarian Tornado, how you doing, sweetie? Welcome to the Fashion Bunker. Candy's amazing. Oh, the buttery blonde, the butter. I'm a blonde, the buttery blonde. But I love your hair dark too. Thank you. You know what? I don't know. Yes, it's great, the buttery blonde. But I want something in between the silver and the butter now. I like Nick's blonde. Nick has a good blonde, but your blonde is like a natural blonde, which means you can never achieve that natural blonde when you fake it, because natural blonde has hundreds of nuances in it. It's not just like bleached one tone. It's like 30 different toners in one blonde. That's natural blonde, you know what I mean? Melinda says, if you go blonde, I will too. And Nick is like, natural Russian blonde. We love the natural Russian blonde. Yeah, Melinda, are you kidding me? You have like, your hair is black. Like, and long. So for you to turn blonde, you would literally, like, they would need to fry your hair to turn it blonde. And then basically all the budget that we have to spend on Chanel perfumes, we would spend on conditioners, hair masks, reconstruction masks. What else do they do? I mean, it's insane how much money you would spend, like, just to keep the hair like looking somewhat normal. Because like when I had it longer and blonde, the back, because I always sleep like, I sleep like, usually I sleep like this, which I wake up totally puffy, and I usually on this side, so I'm like that, and then I wake up, I have this like line here, and I'm just a mess. But before I go to bed and stuff, I lay a lot on the back of my head, and so it rubs, and the hair just gets so damaged in the back, like the blonde, the fried hair in the back. There's no fixing that. And then when it gets longer, it gets more and more damaged. I can't, Ugh. Now the battery's dying too. Sound is back. Okay. Plus, like, the battery's dying on us, so we're going to have to quit soon. So that's that for the blonde. But that said, now I'm not saying Melinda should cut her hair short like, oh, why am I so bad with names right now? Come on. Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries in the 90s when she had her hair shaved. Or Sinead O'Connor. Love it. But what I want to say is, don't do it, obviously. But if, that's when blonde works. When you have short hair and you dye, I see, now I get the countdown. The live stream is going to end because Instagram limits the live streams to a certain amount of minutes. So we got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. But when the hair is short, then you could fry it and dye it. And then you keep cutting, after 15, 20 days. And then you can re-bleach the roots. And then the hair stays relatively healthy because you keep cutting off the ends that fry up, Dacob, when you coming to California again? I hope soon. I really do. Yeah, Dacob, see ya. I'll stay dark. Oh no, love you, Super D. Love you too, guys. Annie Lennox blonde. I love Annie Lennox blonde. I want to come to Cali really soon. But also, Nick, I have discovered a couple of places on my travels through Europe that you would like to see, including many bars dedicated to Twin Peaks. And I'm not saying more for now. But 54 seconds. Now we have the eyeball with the amount of viewers and the countdown. This is driving me insane. I can't. Anxiety attack right there. I cut my own hair. I kind of mix and match. I cut my own hair, then I get it cut. But I just don't, I don't know. I don't have the patience anymore for waiting for somebody to cut my hair. So I learned to do it myself. How about that, y'all? I hunted down a super rare Midnight Poison, the collector 40 milliliter edition for 2008 Valentine's Day. I almost had a heart attack. Congratulations.